In our last episode, we met a man sitting outside the Ultra-Luxe casino named Walter Phoebus. He accused a wealthy Brahmand baron named Gunderson of stealing his land and the land of other simple farmers out west. After discovering that Gunderson's son has gone missing inside the Ultra-Luxe casino, Walter hired us to kill him and his son. But in order to kill his son, we first have to find his son. And during our search, we discovered that the tribe running this casino used to be cannibals. We were assured by Marjorie, the hostess, that they have put this grisly practice behind them, and they are now much more civilized, calling themselves the White Glove Society. But while searching for a private investigator who was here investigating another missing person, we were attacked by White Glove assassins sent by Mortimer, the maitre d'. We found the private investigator dead, but on his corpse we found a note that pointed us to the Ultra-Luxe steam rooms. There, we met a White Glove member named Chauncey, who told us everything. Even though the White Glove Society charter forbids cannibalism, Mortimer has a hankering for returning to the days of old. And so behind Marjorie's back, he has sought to turn the White Glove Society back to cannibalism. We learned that a small coterie of like-minded White Glove Society members have already been feasting on human flesh. They killed and ate the missing bride whom the investigator was searching for here. And then Mortimer kidnapped Gunderson's son, Ted Gunderson, in order to kill him and serve him as the entree in a secret White Glove Society members-only dinner. His strategy is to feed all of the Society's members human meat without them knowing. Then he'll stand up and reveal the awful truth, but by then, everyone in the room will be cannibals again, and they can't rightly sentence Mortimer to death for cannibalism if they're all cannibals. That's his logic anyway, and so they're keeping Ted Gunderson in a freezer to keep him fresh. Our task now is to sneak into this kitchen and find the young Gunderson. Chauncey was sadly assassinated while we were talking with him, but before he died, he gave us a few good hints. The first is that we could try drugging the wine before it's brought to the Society members, thereby knocking everyone out, allowing us a chance to escape with Ted Gunderson. The other strategy would be to prepare a meal made from imitation human flesh. He said that the chef Philippe might have such a recipe. In this way, if Mortimer reveals himself to the Society as a cannibal, but then discovers that the other members did not eat real human meat, then the other members won't have any qualms with sentencing Mortimer to death. But in order to execute such a scheme, we are going to need access to the White Glove Society members-only section. Chauncey told us that the only way is to become a member ourselves. He offered to nominate us, but then he got assassinated. So now we need to find someone else here who can nominate us to become a White Glove Society member. Well, the only other person who's part of the White Glove Society who has any semblance of sanity is Marjorie. She, after all, honestly dislikes cannibalism. So on our way to the kitchen, we can stop by Marjorie to see if she can become our sponsor. I'd like to join the White Glove Society, and I was told that I need a sponsor.
Why, yes, of course. The White Glove Society is the most exclusive club in all of New Vegas, perhaps the entire world. It's only natural that you'd need a sponsor from within the club who can vouch for your good name. Originally, we didn't allow anyone else in, you see. Founding members only. We thought exclusivity would make us the envy of everyone who's anyone. And it has. But then I had the idea to allow honorary members. Lower in status, naturally, but it just makes people want to be us even more. And the right people could certainly do wonders for our image. Celebrities, philanthropists, we want only the very best. And you most certainly fit the bill. Given your deeds on the strip alone, I can safely say that you would be a prized addition to our honorary ranks. You have my full support, and you are welcome to join us at our nightly banquets in our special section of the Gourmand. I hope to see you there.
We only get this option if we have an above-average reputation with the New Vegas Strip. If we don't, this quest becomes much harder to complete. After inducting us, Marjorie gave us a key to the White Glove Society members area, and she gave us formal wear and a mask. With these items equipped, we can masquerade as a member of the White Glove Society, making it easier for us to move around in the kitchen. The formal wear looks like a tuxedo on men, and on women, it looks like a ball gown. The default ball gown looks like a strange, dirty, pinkish dress. I think it seems really out of place for a casino that's supposed to be about such luxury. That's why many popular mods that change the default clothing available in Fallout New Vegas change this dress. For much of the footage I shot for this series, I had a mod installed that changed the dress into a much more elegant black dress. It used the same base model for Vera Key's dress from Dead Money. Then it simply retextured it to be black to match the tuxedos in this hotel. Now, one of the loading screens for Fallout New Vegas depicts patrons of the Ultra-Luxe in tuxedos for men, but a red ball gown on women. And so there is another mod that uses the same Vera Key's model from Dead Money, but retextures it red to match the billboard. If interested, I link to both of these mods in the description below, each of which makes many other changes to the game. And all the masks look the same, gold above the nose and ivory below it. However, there is a glitch with the female mask even in an unmodded version of Fallout New Vegas. In the vanilla game, the eye holes of the mask don't line up properly to the eyes on women. The eye slots rest too high. In order to see the eyes of the character, you have to scooch up and then tilt the camera down. Whereas on men, the eye slots are aligned correctly. I did find one mod that fixed this issue, which I link to in the description below. However, I didn't install it for my gameplay because it also changes a whole lot about this casino. And for this series, I wanted to show off a vanilla experience. So, Marjorie gave us a key to the members-only section. However, we need to find Ted somewhere on the kitchen level. But Marjorie doesn't know that we're planning to go to the kitchen, and she didn't give us a key to this back room. So instead, we have to depend upon our stealth to sneak behind the food vendor and pick the easy lock to the kitchen door. Once done, we appear on the other side of the store. We see a sign on the wall, "Attention, all workers must wash their hands before exiting the area." Well, they may be cannibals, but at least they're keen on hygiene. Rounding the corner, we see mounted Brahmin heads on a wall, and the text "Caution, fire area." And moving inside, we learn why. These White Glove Society workers are cooking the Brahmin by setting them up on these spits and then using flamers to sear them. Don't know if this is the most practical or cost-effective way to cook Brahmin meat, but perhaps they jack up the prices so much that they can afford all of this fuel. We see two ways out from here, an elevator leading down to the Ultra-Luxe kitchen or a staircase to the northwest. If we take this staircase, we arrive on the kitchen hallway, but as soon as we land here, we get accosted by a White Glove member.
You, what do you think you're doing?
Here we go!
He attacked my companion because my companion was closer. But even though he attacked us, if we kill this guy, we become vilified with the White Glove Society. This is a little bit of a scripting bug. This shouldn't happen. The quest was instead designed for us to take the elevator. For if we choose to take the elevator instead of taking the stairs, when we arrive on the bottom floor...
You, what do you think you're doing?
The White Glove member talks to us instead of attacking us. We have a couple of options. We could attack him, but that's counterproductive. Or we could say, just passing through.
You need to turn around and leave right now, or I shall be forced to draw my cane.
But that response doesn't help us either. Instead, we could pass an easier 35 repair check to lie and say, a water main burst upstairs. They sent me down to survey the damage.
Curse it all. Your timing couldn't be more atrocious. Just make it quick, all right?
Or we could pass a much more difficult 55 speech check to lie and say, Mortimer sent me to move the kid. He thinks one of his own may betray him.
Yes. He was none too pleased when he discovered who he took. The boy is in the freezer, back through the kitchen.
After passing either of these speech checks, we can roam around this kitchen level unmolested. Rounding a corner, we see that staircase that got us in so much trouble earlier, and we find ourselves in a long tile-lined hallway with doors on the left and doors to the right. All of the doors on the left are either inaccessible or lead to minor storage rooms that don't have any good loot. The second door on the right, however, leads to a series of rooms connected by doorways that eventually lead to the kitchen. This first one is a circular room where they do wine tasting. Moving through the southwestern door leads to a kitchen area, and the room directly southwest of this, the final room, is the primary kitchen. Here we find the chef, Philippe, whom both Chauncey and Marguerite told us about. We could always kill him. And we gain karma. That's because Philippe here is one of the few characters in the game with very evil karma. On his body, we find the Ultra-Luxe freezer key and Philippe's recipes. This is his recipe for imitation human flesh. It's what the cannibals have been eating when they don't have human flesh readily available. But there are other ways to go about this. Instead of killing him, we can try to talk.
Why are you standing still? Do you think the world waits for you while you stand there drooling? Get back out there and get to work.
Yes, sir.
Don't make eye contact with me. Look at the floor and get back to work.
Or at this point, we could always attack him and say, "You'll be feeding the birds when I'm through with you."
I'll carve that stupid look off your inbred face.
Whoa! Over here! You like that?
Which lends the same result as last time. On his corpse, we find his recipes and the freezer key. Or we can say, "Who do you think you are, talking to me that way?"
Who the fuck do you think I am? I'm the fucking god of New Vegas Brahmin fusion cuisine, that's who. No, that doesn't even give me the credit I deserve. I fucking invented edible food. Do you like eating? Good. You owe me your entire goddamn garbage existence.
I think you may have me confused with someone else.
Oh, really? So despite your filthy face and your vacant expression and your complete lack of human dignity, you're telling me you're not a server?
Here we find a bunch of options. We'll start by lying and saying, "Oh no, you're right, I am a server."
Well, then why the fuck are you still standing there like you aren't the lowest form of life ever to be flushed down the evolutionary toilet?
Well, I was just wondering where I could find tonight's wines.
Well, why don't you fucking try checking the serving table in the wine room for fuck's sake? Circular room, 2 rooms down. Ring any bells? Christ! Now don't speak to me again or I swear I'll serve you as the main course.
Turning around, we can head back the way we came. Passing through the second kitchen, we find the round wine cellar. On a circular table in the middle of the room, we see a bottle of wine. This must be what they're going to be drinking tonight. We see that the wines are set up to be taken by the servers out to the banquet. We need to pass a medicine skill check of 25 or greater, and we need to have some Med-X on our inventory to drug the wine. If we do, we can spike the wine with a sedative. With the wine spiked, we can then call in the waiter using the intercom.
How may I assist?
The wine is ready to be brought out.
But no one is in their chairs yet. Surely we should wait until 7 when the dinner guests arrive. I'll be ready when you need me.
That's right. The members-only dinner is at 7, so waiting until 7, we can try again.
Right away.
After waiting a few minutes, we see the waiter heading down the hallway. Then he heads into the wine cellar to grab the wine. If we follow him out, he heads to the very end of this hallway and then turns right, up some stairs, through a locker room, and then out a door to the White Glove Members Only section. If we had not been sponsored, we'd have to pick this door to enter. But as a member and in costume, we can walk right through. And we find all of the society members unconscious. The spiked wine did the trick. We even find Mortimer lying here. And on his body, we can find a key to the freezer, kitchen, and penthouse. Now, what's the point of this? Well, we could take the opportunity to kill everybody. Maybe we just hate the White Glove Society. Or now that everyone is unconscious, we can use the opportunity to head back to the kitchen and find Ted Gunderson. Heading down the stairways and into the kitchen, we can sneak by Philippe, get rid of him if we want to, and then move to the freezer area. We either have to pick this terminal to open the freezer or use the key on Philippe's inventory. Opening the freezer door, we find Ted Gunderson.
My daddy's gonna kill all you bastards once he finds out what you done to me.
Calm down. I've come to get you out of here.
My daddy sent you? God damn it, I almost died in here. What the hell took you so long? It's just one damn hotel. Who did this to me anyway? They hit me over the head before I got a look at him.
Wow. Now I see why Walter wants the boy dead. We could say this was done by some members of the White Glove Society. They were going to eat you.
What in the Sam hell? Eat me? What kind of sick bastards would eat a person? I'll tell you what, as soon as I'm out of here, and my daddy knows the story, you can bet there ain't gonna be no White Hat Society no more.
Well, the White Glove Society isn't to blame, just Mortimer and a few others.
To hell with that. You've seen those freaks. They dress the same, talk the same. You can bet they all eat the same too. They deserve what my daddy's gonna have coming for them.
I could always leave you here if you aren't going to listen.
All right. But there's gonna be some justice one way or another. I'll see to that. Let's go. I'll be right behind you.
Or we can agree and say, you should have them all killed. It would serve them right.
I never liked them white shoes in the first place. We'd be doing the strip a service. Let's go. I'll be right behind you.
Or we can pass a 38 speech check to say, your dad is powerful. Someone wants him to feud with the White Glove Society. That's why they kidnapped you.
My daddy's got a lot of enemies. It don't make no sense that the White Pants Society would kidnap me. He's here to do business with them. Well, you got a point. But if you don't know who it is, my daddy's gonna be awful mad he ain't got anyone to shoot over this. All right, let's get out of here.
Regardless of how we choose to explain the situation, once we have him in tow, we can sneak him down the hallway, up the stairs, through the door, into the members-only section, and then tiptoe through the Comatose Society members towards the southwest. Here we can unlock the double doors to the casino floor. But the problem with this solution is that Mortimer doesn't get punished. As Chauncey said, it doesn't really solve the problem. So we save Ted's life, but Mortimer and the other cannibals will just kidnap more people in the future and eat them. A better solution, and the one that grants us greater White Glove Society fame, is to whip up a meal using imitation human flesh and to allow Mortimer to expose himself. Back in the kitchen, instead of posing as a server, we can try to play mind games with Philippe here. I'm not a server. I'm a new honorary member of the White Glove Society.
Well, what do you want? I'm very busy here.
We could pass a 55 speech check to say, I think I saw a rad roach in the pantry. You should check it out.
No, it'll ruin my ingredients.
He immediately turns around and runs into the pantry. With him safely in the pantry, we can access the nearby pantry access terminal to lock him inside.
What the? You son of a... Goddamn mother... Oh, let me out!
With Philippe out of the picture, we can turn around and explore his kitchen. We see meat and dishes laid out on a nearby countertop and a recipe, Brahmand Willington. The Brahmand Willington is one of the few items of food in the game that do not dose us in radiation when consumed. Though to craft it, we do need 80 in survival. It's also great for players playing on hardcore mode. With 100 in survival, this thing will remove 300 starvation. But this is not why we're here. We are here to cook up some imitation human flesh. And to do so, we need to move to the second oven. There are 3 in this room. The one we want is in the middle. When we try to cook on it, we see that everything necessary to cook a meal is here at our disposal, now that Philippe isn't here to stop us. But oh no, we forgot to pickpocket the recipe off his inventory. But it's okay. If our survival skill is 75 or higher, we can improvise a meal of imitation human flesh without needing a recipe. So, by passing a survival check, we create the meal. Alternatively, instead of locking him in the pantry, we can pass a barter check of 55 to lie and say, I'm here to talk business. Are you interested in putting out a cookbook?
What, me? The supreme ruler of the Nevada dining scene? Teach some low-life half-wits how to make food that doesn't smell like burning excrement? Do you think it would sell?
We have 2 options. We can pass a barter check of nothing to say, it'll be huge. I'll advance you 100 caps plus half the gross.
All right. Don't get me wrong, I love my job here, but they don't pay me what I'm worth. Too many people skimming off the top. Take these. Should be plenty for a book in there. That's all I'm giving. Don't expect me to write some fancy introduction.
Or to save money, we can pass a 55 speech check to say, yes, we're a major publisher, but as a sign of good faith, I'll need your recipes.
You're pushing your luck. Here, I have a few copies on me. This better be good enough. we're gonna have a real problem if this thing isn't a hit.
In this way, we can get his recipes without killing or pickpocketing him. Now we just need to get rid of him. We could pass the speech check to lock him in the pantry, or we can pass a medicine check of 55 to say, your predisposition towards anger suggests unresolved issues in your past.
What kind of harebrained fucking psychobabble bullshit is that? I yell at people because I like yelling at people, and because they fucking deserve it, not because Mumsy and Daddykins didn't hug me enough.
You may be projecting. Tell me more about your parents.
Oh, I see how it is. You think because my father walked out on us when I was 5, now I have to yell at people. Or because my mother was a deranged chem fiend who regularly brought strange men home who told me to call them uncle. Or because my sisters would lock me in a shipping crate when they didn't want me around. And my brother... God, I'd forgotten about that. How could they do that to me? I can't stay here. I need to be alone.
Well, what about the banquet?
Forget about the fucking banquet. You know what? You can do it. You be the star chef. Take my recipes. It won't fill the hole, though. Just remember that. You'll always feel empty.
You go do that then.
How could they treat me like that?
And with that, one of the evilest karma characters in the entire game, who cuts up humans and serves them as food, walks off to cry about Mummy. With Philippe gone, we can again turn around and try to cook up some imitation human meat, which should be easy with the recipe on our inventory. But in order to follow the recipe, we need an intelligence of 6 or higher, which my character doesn't have. So popping a quick mentats, we can pass the intelligence check to cook the imitation human flesh using a recipe. With the meal prepared, we must now wait until 7 p.m. and then use the intercom to call in the head waiter.
How may I assist?
Time to serve the meal.
At once.
After a little while, the waiter comes down and picks up the meal from off the stove. He then heads out and brings it upstairs. Now we need to head back to that freezer and grab Ted Gunderson. There's no time to explain. We have to go now.
All right, fine. I'm right behind you.
With Ted in tow, we can now head out of the kitchen. But if we're not careful...
He's trying to escape.
Oh no! Even though we're dressed as a White Glove member, they saw us free Ted. So we've got to do this more stealthily. Reloading a previous save, we can wait until the coast is clear. I think he's turned the other way. We can slowly back out. Yes! And move to the staircase. At the top of the staircase, we can sneak through the locker room, and continuing to stay hidden, we can follow the waiter into the members-only section. On the other side, we hear that Mortimer has begun his speech.
There was a time not so long ago when we were bound together not as members, but as family, as a clan. And when Mr. House came to us with his proposal, we accepted, knowing we stood to gain much. Little did we know how much we'd lose in the process. As a society, we've endeavored to sample the finest food and drink the world has to offer. But we are living a lie. There is a meat sweeter than the most corn-fed livestock. Most of you have tasted it. All of you have coveted it. Among us, it is a crime to discuss a return to the old ways that unified our people.
Greetings.
Tonight, that all changes. The taboo ends. Let me finish, Marjorie. You don't know it yet, but you are all now guilty of a greater crime, one that ordinarily bears the harshest of punishments. Surely that you are all guilty warrants not only universal amnesty, but also a renewed discussion. For our society to be truly elite, we must dine on the most delicious, the most exclusive food known to us. And tonight, for the first time as a society, you are sampling that very dish, the meat we are forbidden to taste, the way it was meant to be eaten. Fellow members of the White Glove Society, bon appetit.
Mortimer has just told everyone that they have all eaten human flesh, but we can leap up and prove him wrong.
What the... Who is this trespasser?
Oh, I'm looking for the gourmand. Am I in the right place?
Get them! Found you. Had enough?
Had enough?
Mortimer and a bouncer attack, but the other members stay seated. This is the wrong choice. If we choose this option, we can't prove that Mortimer didn't serve human flesh. So instead, we can loudly say, "Bad news, Mortimer. No one is eating the boy you kidnapped tonight."
What are you... Why is he there? Who are we eating right now?
Sorry, Mortimer. Secret recipe. It isn't human, though, I can tell you that.
No! These are lies. I never kidnapped anyone. And even if I did, there's no harm done. He's alive, after all.
Too late, Mortimer. You've already said too much.
You're all hypocrites. How can you claim to be connoisseurs yet deny yourselves the greatest of all meats? I am ashamed to have once called everyone here family. This isn't over, though. I'll begin anew. The White Glove Society will never achieve the greatness of my new order. You'll all hear from me again.
With that, he races for the exit. But before he can escape and found his new cannibalistic society, we can take him out. And even if we murder him in cold blood while he flees, after hearing his admission, no one in the society defends him. Or we can always let him escape. There are no in-game consequences for this choice, but from a lore perspective, I'd hate the thought of him still being free to eat people. Or we can shout, "You all heard his confession! The punishment for cannibalism is death."
So be it. But we are all cannibals here. My death will be a constant reminder, and someday you will all remember.
In which case he attacks, but all of the other society members attack him with their sticks.
Had enough?
You like that?
Come on! Had enough?
Salutations.
With Mortimer the cannibal out of the picture, we can check in with Marjorie.
Oh my. How unfortunate. And in front of all these people, too. He always was a bit of a pill, Mortimer. He was so pouty when I decided to ban eating people. And now this. I should have paid more attention to the warning signs. Can you imagine what people would have said? Why, it would have been a complete scandal if it weren't for you.
And with that, we become idolized with the White Glove Society. And the members can now sit back down and enjoy their imitation strange meat pie. But we still need to deliver Ted to his father. So using the key to open the double doors to the casino floor, we can bring Ted to his father. Heck stands up as soon as he sees his son.
Oh my God. Ted, are you all right?
Quit your hollering. I'm fine.
You got me my boy back. I got no words. Now, I hope you didn't do no harm to whoever's responsible for this.
Our choices here greatly affect the way this quest ends. Now, Heck has the exact same response to the bottom two options. We can tell the truth and say that it was Mortimer, one of the White Gloves, who had Ted taken. He's a cannibal. Or we can blame the entire White Glove Society and say they're all cannibals.
Well, that does it. None of them maniacs will ever do business with Heck Gunderson long as they live. Hell, I'll put me together a damn blockade. Hit 'em where it hurts. They control the food? Well, there ain't gonna be no food. Not for anybody in this whole damn town. It's a goddamn monument to inhumanity. Let 'em starve. Biggest favor anyone's ever done this hellhole.
We can say, that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Sometimes I got me so many ideas, it's a wonder they don't all just burst out of my head. This town's headed to perdition anyway. I'm just giving them a little push.
But if we choose this option, we get both White Glove Society infamy and strip infamy. Alternatively, we can say, let's not be hasty. You don't have to punish the entire strip.
The heck I don't. It's their support that gives these bastards power. They all ought to suffer for what they done. I just won't be satisfied with anything less. Wouldn't be enough. My mind's made up on this. I'm cutting off the food supply to the strip. They gotta learn their lesson the hard way, looks like.
In which case, from a lore perspective, he still punishes the strip and the White Glove Society, but because we tried to talk him out of it, we don't gain the infamy. Or we can pass a 35 speech check to say that's just what they'd want. You'd be driving this city to eat each other.
I don't like this place. Whole strip, really. Ever since I got here, the stink of it has flooded my nostrils. But you got a point. They're already hell-bent on depravity here. All I'd be doing is helping them along.
In which case we gain both the Strip and White Glove Society fame. Alternatively, we can lie and say, I don't know who took him. I just sort of found him.
Confound it. I just don't know how I'm supposed to sleep knowing whoever done this got away. All right. Well, I promised you I'd make it worth your while. So here you are. Try not to lose it all at the same casino.
This is an easy way to complete the quest and get both White Glove Society fame and the Strip fame. But no matter which option we choose, if we complete Beyond the Beef by returning Ted to his father, we fail Feeble Will. So if we want to complete the quest this way, it's better to work with Ethel and to convince her husband, William, to leave the Strip, that it's not worth getting vengeance on Heck Gunderson. At least that way we get the experience from completing the quest. But this was just one way to complete Beyond the Beef. There is, of course, another way. A way that we'll tackle in tomorrow's episode. What are your thoughts so far on the White Glove Society and the Ultra-Luxe Casino? Do you think that Heck Gunderson deserves to have his boy kidnapped and eaten? Do you agree with William that Heck and his son should be executed for what they've done to farmers in the wasteland? And do you buy the argument that there's really nothing wrong with cannibalism? After all, it's the wasteland, it's a post-apocalypse. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I publish many Fallout videos each and every week on my channel, so if you want to make sure you don't miss my next video, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. I have a brand new shirt in the shop. Cheer, cheer, cheeriest. Now you can sport your love of soda proudly with this shirt that comes in a variety of both men's and women's sizes and in a wide array of colors. You're not limited to red. My designs come on other products too, mugs, posters, prints, pillows, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning with episode 3.